Well, only one place to start this week's episode, and that is at the Emirates, the league leaders, against the bottom place, Southampton, 3-3. What happened?
Boy, it we shot ourselves in the foot yet again. Another 3 matches in a row where we've shot ourselves in the foot. But this time it was different. It was instead of taking the lead and surrendering the lead, we rather gave them the head start this time. Ramsdale gifting the boy Alcaraz
Yeah,
the first goal.
you got tired of giving a 2 goal leads, so you
Yeah, this
decided.
time we had to fight one back. It's crazy though. I don't know why this is happening. This is just parties playing just some horrendous football at the moment, some stuff that we have not seen from him at all this season, and it's happening at the worst time. The way we're playing right now, I don't see how we can even beat anyone at this point, much less City. And at this, where it stands now, we have to beat them at the Etihad in order to stand a chance.
Yeah, before it was a win would be a bonus, but now it's a must win. But I mean, I have to ask, at what point does this come down to Arteta? Now it's second year in a row where it looks like Arsenal are going to bottle it.
The questions I'd have to ask about that is what could he have done?
I mean, it's a worrying pattern, right? You saw last season, you faltered at the almost at the finish line. This time, but that time for the Champions League, and this time, okay, we're not there yet. We're not at the end yet, but again, we see Arsenal crumbling towards the finish line.
The thing is, I don't like this narrative of bottling or crumbling. I prefer to look on it in the bigger picture to say, yo, we shouldn't even be here at the moment. So,
That's exactly what a fan of a team that's bottling it right now would say. This is not bottling. This is not crumbling. This is just, I mean, you are. It's simple as it is.
no, it's the perspective.
No, it
He's
is.
built a cushion. He's built a top four cushion. How about that?
And he think about it. He was comfortably in the fourth place last season, right? And in the last few weeks of the season, okay, I get it. There were injuries and stuff, but still, Arsenal crumbled, right? And Arsenal ended up coming in fifth. Now it looks like the same might happen again. Because remember last season, Arsenal weren't expected to be in the top four, right? And similar to this season, they were never expected to compete for the title, let alone be first for this long. I'm just pointing out a pattern that I'm seeing.
Okay, I want to look on the the bigger picture in the sense of last season. I think the prevention solution was obvious. We didn't act in the winter transfer window. This year we did as much as we could. I just want to ask what could have been done differently? Like it's not like we noticed anything wrong, blatantly wrong that he did as far as decisions went. What could he have done?
Like I said, I would have dropped Partey. He should not be starting right now. He should not be anywhere near the lineup right now. No chance he should have started. And I can see why he started him because obviously he has his faith in him. He's done well, but it's backfired against him. He should have listened to me. He should not have started Partey.
Yeah, look like we need you as the assistant manager.
As
This is here for real. Nah, for real though. But my question now, I mean, you've heard my answer on it. Can Arsenal, or is it over? Is it over for Arsenal?
no, no, certainly not. And I think if I were you, what would give me hope is that when Arsenal seem to be under immense pressure, like they are now, like I mean, they were 2 goals down and they fought back to at least salvage a point, right? And throughout the season, Arsenal have shown that they can go to tough places and win. So, ironically enough, I know most people are going to be down and out on Arsenal going to the Etihad, but maybe this is what you needed to actually get a win at the Etihad. Because I'm feeling if you're going in there with a 8 point cushion like you were supposed to, expectedly so, then maybe you would not have performed to the level that it would require to get a win. But now your back's against the wall. You have to do something. And so far this season, Arsenal have shown that when their backs are against the wall, they've done well.
Yeah, that's a good point still. So you feel like maybe that these poor results in the last few matches is giving us the motivation and the push to get over the line against City?
Right. I'm not saying it will, but it can be. That's why I don't think it's over yet, like most people are making it out to be. It's definitely not over. I know you haven't won at the Etihad since 2015, but it's a different story. I mean, Arsenal dominated Liverpool in the first 30 minutes, right? So I mean, again, it's gonna come down to their mentality. I think Arsenal got a bit complacent in the last two games. That's the only thing I can think of that can explain this kind of run of results. So if you can get that out of the way, I mean, there should be no complacency in the team right now.
Yeah, this is the worst time to have it. And yeah, that match against City is basically, like we said before, this time more than ever, going to decide the title, really and truly. It's the final. It's the final for us
It
and
is.
for them, to be honest.
Well, not necessarily for them, but yes, whoever wins this probably goes on to win the title.
Yeah. And a team that was challenging them last year and has been challenging them in recent years, Liverpool, they scraped away with a 3-2 victory over Nottingham Forest. We were expecting a bit more comfort in this one, but it wasn't the case. However, they did still come out with the 3 points. How do you think Liverpool played in this one?
I mean, they huffed and puffed, but they got an early goal in the second half, which was great until they met a human, uh, I don't know, a ball thrower machine. I mean, the guy has no run up to throw the ball, and he can just throw it into the penalty box like that. I mean, we've seen it before, right? With Rory Delap, he was a bit more accurate, but he needed to do all that run up to get to that stage. But yeah, I mean, Forest caused havoc with the throw-ins, and that's how they scored the second goal, especially. But I mean, I think at the end of the day, it was always going to be a Liverpool win, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mo Salah at them again, as he has been. Is he cementing himself as a legend in Liverpool folklore?
I mean, yeah, 100%. The guy has scored the most left-footed goals, not just Liverpool for Liverpool, but in the Premier League history.
So beyond that, is
The guy's a Premier League legend.
you're here telling me Mo Salah is a Premier League legend?
I mean, look at the amount of goals that he scored in that short period of a time. If had he scored that 32 goals and dipped and faded out, I would never have called him this. And it hurts to say because he's obviously playing for Liverpool, but he is a legend, not just for Liverpool, but for the Premier League.
Wow, very interesting. So would you say that it was the correct decision to keep Salah over Mane?
Well, it is hindsight, right? But I think at the time we said Mane relies a bit more on his physicality and his speed. But yes, I think it was always going to be Salah over Mane because of his goals. You know, goals are the most difficult things to do. To score is the most difficult thing in football.
Right. And as we say, you really can't argue with goals. Speaking of goals, a lot of goals at St. James's Park. Within the first 20 minutes of the match, it was 5-0 to Newcastle. Wow.
First time that's ever happened in the Premier League.
I was honestly, let me tell you, before the game started, I was expecting a close match. This, I was not. When they went up five, I was like, how bad can this get? I was fearing for, well, not really fearing, because I wanted to see the demolishment happen, but I was expecting like a bad one, like eight or something, 8 or 9.
Well, to be honest, it was a matter of everything going in for Newcastle in the beginning. And I mean, was there ever any doubt that Newcastle were gonna start in that fashion? You know, on the front foot, high energy, high intensity. And I mean, I certainly didn't think they would score 5 goals from that. I think there was a bit of luck involved in that. Of course, when you score five with 6 shots, there has to be a bit of luck in that. But I just think it was a bit of a failed plan from Tottenham.
Yeah, they had to make a change like through midway through the first half, I think, with the man who you mentioned was booed the last match out, Davinson Sanchez. He came on for Sar. And I want to know, I mean, Was he that bad, or was it just a whole collective issue for Tottenham? Because I feel like Sanchez is his introduction into the game. Yes, he added a bit more solidity, maybe, but Newcastle were just still coming at them.
Well, the thing with Tottenham is they've played a back four for the first time, I believe, this season. I know the fans have been calling to play 4-3-3, and they did, but not with the personnel that they have. I think it was a bit forced. The manager or the interim manager didn't want to play Sanchez, obviously, after the last game. He put Dyer and Romero in the center half position and left back Perisic. I mean, that's criminal. The guy's a wing back, let alone he's more of a winger than even a wing back. He
Yeah,
offers
that's what I was about to say. He's to me, I've always seen him as a winger, makeshift wing back.
right. I mean, he has a physicality to be a wing back because of his that offers a bit of stability in his defensive abilities. But no, not in the back four. And on the right hand side, Pedro Porro as well. He's more of a he's a bit more of a traditional defender, but he's also more suited to a wing back role, right? So just wrong. I mean, you cannot put the wrong personnel in a whole new system for the first time for such a crucial match.
Yeah, it's like square pegs in a round hole type of thing. They
Right.
just there just seems like a big imbalance. The team is not connecting at all. They're not gelling. I don't think they understand what's going on. Newcastle, that Joel Linton goal, I think, highlighted every aspect of it. The ball just, well, it was, I think Trippier played this long ball over the top. Romero in no man's land. Pedro Porro is lost. And Joel Linton just takes it on with a sweet touch. Rounds Lloris. Easy, calm
Yeah.
finish.
I
They're
mean,
all over the place.
all ball watching. I mean, ask me about the difference between Newcastle and Tottenham. It's night and day.
Seriously. Like, wow. I mean, is that certified then? Are Newcastle going to make the top four after this result?
Well, I can tell you this one thing. I know you are sweating going to St. James's Park because every team that's been going there right now is getting thrashed.
Yeah, so at the moment, I mean, as much as I would not want to see that happen to us, I think Newcastle have made a statement for their top four hopes.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, at this point, it'll be very hard pressed to say they're not the favorites, even to come third above us. And Tottenham, wow. To be honest, I don't enjoy this result as much as I could be enjoying it, just because they're playing us next. I mean, you know what happens, right? When a team gets thrashed 6-1, we have to respond the next game, and oftentimes they do put in an inspired performance. Whether that turns into a result, we'll see on Thursday. But I'm a bit worried, coming off a 6-1. This is not the time I want to be facing Tottenham. I wish they were playing Liverpool at Anfield. And then they're playing, or maybe not, because they could still get thrashed like at Anfield again, maybe. But
Yeah, you never really know with Tottenham. But they are playing you guys off the back of a 0-0 against Brighton in the FA Cup semi-final after a full 90, then the extra time, then the penalties all the way into sudden death. So you guys must be feeling the fatigue for that one.
hey, at least we have 3 days to rest for it. So I mean, almost the five subs are big in going to extra time. It's a whole new team almost. Half of them is new, right? If you go into extra time, and 5 out of the 11 players are subbed out. But I think I've changed my mind now. I don't care. I don't care if City win the league. I don't need you guys to stop them because we're gonna be the ones to stop the treble at Wembley.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But they could be stopped here this Wednesday when they host Arsenal at the Etihad. Maybe we can get a little bit into that one. Do you think? I know you say it's not over, but do you think there's really a chance here for Arsenal? Or better I ask, what do Arsenal have to do to beat City at the Etihad?
They have to score four because they're gonna concede three, if not 4 or 5.
So it's just about outscoring them.
Yeah, simple as. I mean, you only as good as your worst player, right? You look at the squad, the players, and I think Fabio Vieira, he's not going to play against City because I think Xhaka was just being rested. But I mean, you have to look at Holden, right? he's been the weak link. And I think the first goal for Southampton, there was a pass open from Ramsdale to Holding. And I don't know if he would have played it if that was Saliba or if Ramsdale was hell bent on playing out, just disregarding and just breaking that first line of press from Southampton. But I just feel that if Saliba was there, I mean, we don't even need to talk about his defensive capabilities, but just Arsenal having the composure on the ball. I mean, that's what Saliba has shown, right? It's time and time again. So I just, yeah, I mean, I know you picked him up a few weeks ago, but ever since then, he's been a bit shaky.
No, I still disagree with that actually, because I don't think Rob Holding himself was mainly at fault for any of the goals that Arsenal have conceded at all since those 3 matches that he came in. But I will say, and to your point as well about Ramsdale not playing him, I actually think Holding has more technical ability on the ball than Saliba. But the difference where I say Saliba is better than Holding, or where he offers more than Holding, is my friend put it in a perfect way, actually. They said it's his ability to put out fires. That's a beautiful way to put it, because he just calms the storm and relieves the pressure onto the team. And I don't quite think Holding has that capability, but I don't think Holding has been necessarily playing badly over these games.
Well, I'm not saying he's playing badly. All I'm saying is there's one less person that you can rely on when Arteta's team is built on such fundamental where you need stability at the back, right? And just haven't been able to have that without Saliba. And I get it; it's a big shoe to fill. Of course it is. One of the best there has in this past 2-3 years.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think Ramsdale has been trying that ball through the midfield many times. He tried it a few times even after in the
Of course.
Southampton match.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, as far as that, that Holding talk, I'm really just concerned about that physical battle with Haaland. I think if they get into a battle one-on-one and Haaland sticks on him and the ball comes up to where they're having a duel, that is where I am concerned. I think he's gonna bully him.
Well, to be honest, his partner is not that strong either. We saw it in the reverse fixture. Haaland got Gabriel sent off, if I remember correctly. It was reversed because Haaland was offside. But I mean, in a physical battle, neither Gabriel nor Holden are really a match for Haaland.
And I mean, not many people are matches for Haaland, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
the man's bulldozing through the Premier League right now. So hopefully we can keep him as quiet as possible, I should say.
One thing to point out though, Pep Guardiola took him off last game against Leicester, and that was more in preparation for the Champions League. But Haaland is now on 32, tied with Mo Salah for the record Premier League goals. Perhaps saving him for to make history against Arsenal.
Nah, I'm going to have to wait for that one. I'm going to have to wait till the following week after that.
Okay.
Or maybe he just don't score again for the rest of the season and he doesn't break the record. How about that? And then Arsenal win the league. How about that?
Yeah, a better chance of I don't know. I was trying to think of a good comeback line, but the only thing I could think of was Holden and Gabriel's hairline, but they're both of the hairlines are back, so it wouldn't even make sense.
Nah, bro, come on. That's comeback at it. That's almost as good a comeback as a Southampton match.
Fell a bit short, I have to point out.
That's all we have time for today. Guys, thanks for tuning in as always. We hope you enjoyed your time with us. Remember to subscribe, to leave comments, and share with your friends. Follow us on social media at FOTBpod. Don't forget to leave a review, rating, and most importantly, don't forget to turn on those notifications. Join us again next time as we discuss the highly anticipated upcoming Premier League action. Thanks again as always. See you then.